For the first time in a very long time, all Teslas now have the same max charging capability for the most part. So I've talked about these updates in the past for those of you who weren't aware of the situation. Both the Model 3 and Model Y have updated battery packs and wiring that allow them to charge at a max of 250 kilowatts. That means that at Tesla's new version 3 Superchargers, you can charge at over 1,000 miles an hour. And yes, that means getting like over 150 miles of range in 10 to 15 minutes. It's a game changer for batteries. It's what really does make swappable battery stations feel kind of pointless. It does make gas stations not feel that quick in hindsight if you're able to really supercharge your battery up that quickly. They have finally brought those full capacity version 3 supercharging speeds to the Model S and X as well, which because they had more dated batteries and more dated wiring infrastructure, they weren't capable of doing the full 250 for a long time. The S and X would typically max out at around 200, but a couple weeks back, I also did a video on that, they basically just got a software update that allowed them to go up to 225, so not quite as fast as the Model 3 and Y until now, where Elon confirmed over on Twitter that they had to increase the thickness of the wiring on the Model S and X to reach those insane charge speeds, but he also did clarify that because of the size of vehicles like the Model X, they aren't quite gonna hit 1,000 miles per hour, so it'll still technically be 250 kilowatts, but I guess that energy is somewhat wasted when charging on the Model X, but still faster charging nonetheless. The bad news here, of course, is that this was not a software update. Thanks to Elon, we now know this was a hardware change, which means that sadly, if you already have a Model S and X, you're not going to get any updates from this. But if you're planning on buying one in the future, you now no longer have to feel like, oh, well, Model 3 and Y get the faster charge speeds. Why would I bother buying, such an expensive vehicle like this? Well, they don't have that argument on you anymore. They may have some other arguments when it comes to affordability and practicality. Model Y still got the heat pump on everybody, but now the Model S, 3, X, and Y can all charge at the same speed, which is actually a bigger deal than it may seem, because I've talked about in previous videos why I think the Tesla supercharging network is probably their greatest advantage. This sets them apart from other EV companies more so than I think people realize, because it tackles the traditional mindset that so many people have to fight whenever thinking about switching to an electric vehicle. Oh, now, well, I don't get how electric cars work. I'm used to going to the gas station and just filling up really quick every week or so, and the fact that supercharging is made so convenient and easy, and it's such a massive network that so many people can tap into, that is what makes the transition to electric so much more comprehensible for people, because at first glance it's very hard to explain to someone that, like, hey, you know what, you charge this thing from home, you don't have to go to a gas station anymore, you don't have to find an EV charge point. But people don't want a car that they can drive on 80% of occasions. People want a car that they can drive 100% of the time, so that even on road trips you don't have to worry about stopping and being stuck at a charge point for hours and hours and hours. In version 3 supercharging and how quickly Tesla's been able to unroll it, they just surpassed 2,000 stations with over 18,000 stalls in total. That's a whole lot of places that you can take your car now, and you don't have to worry about downloading some app like so many public EV charge points have that you have to sign into and make sure you pay and have the right connector and everything. The fact that Tesla went so vertically integrated with their infrastructure, I think, has been a big help for people that are making the switch, because supercharging pretty much could not be any easier. You literally just drive up to the car, you take the cable, you plug it into the car, and boom! Now with V3 speeds, no matter which Tesla you buy, you can charge up that car and get 150 miles of range within 10 to 15 minutes, and that definitely makes the transition to electric a lot more comfortable and understandable for people. In fact, the only thing I think that could make it even easier is if Tesla actually unveiled that robotic snake thing that automatically plugs into your car. I'm still waiting for that thing. I really wish they could do something like that, because it would be great in the future if robo-taxis and Teslas and everything could just kind of stop at the charge point and plug in, and that was it. But while a lot of people may disagree with me, I still firmly believe that the supercharging network is what makes so many people comfortable going with a Tesla over other EV stations, because you'll see so many other EV cars on the market that are lacking in certain areas, but I think the most confusing part about it for so many people is, wait, so which charge stations can I take this one to? It has a different port. How fast is that going to charge? Oh, which account do I have to have for this charge point versus this charge point? It's so much easier if you just know, well, the company that built my car built 2,000 different charge points that I can easily go to, plug into, and I don't even have to think about it. It's all billed online. I don't have to get out my wallet. I don't have to swipe a credit card and enter my billing zip code. It's not fun. I've had to get gas a lot of times in my life. I'm about to get more after this video, and I hate it. I despise it every time I do it. So I can't wait till the day I don't have to to do that anymore. Let's hope it's not too far away. But let me know what you guys think of the Model S and X getting updated hardware once again. I know it may seem like small news, but I feel like Tesla doesn't really publish this type of detail, so that's why I take it upon myself to let you guys know of all the little changes that goes on with the lineup over time. But of course, let me know your thoughts by hitting me up over on Twitter. Join my Discord. We can chat more about it there. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have an excellent rest of your day. Take care.